Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Yesterday, February 25th, 2017, late in the evening, one of the top headlines was that a truck crashed into a crowd of people celebrating Mardi Gras, injuring 28. And right away, it was very clear that this was a hoax and a tribute to what happened in France on Bastille Day, July 14th, 2016. Understand this very quickly. The Bastille Day truck incident, July 14th, 2016, in Nice, France, that was the 227th year of the anniversary of the original Bastille Day. 227. Yesterday's Mardi Gras truck incident was 227 days from the Bastille Day incident. And 227 is a very significant number. If you take 22 and divide it by 7, you get the number for pi, like you learned about in geometry class, having to do with cycles and circles. What we're talking about here is manufactured propaganda by the numbers, coming in cycles and circles. Yesterday's Mardi Gras incident in the French territory of Louisiana, no doubt a tribute to what happened on Bastille Day in Nice, France. So let's go over a few other interesting things. Yesterday's date had the 44 numerology. We call that the kill number. Kill equals 44, car crash equals 44, execution 44. Bill Paxton equals 44. Reportedly, Bill Paxton died yesterday at age 61. William Paxton equals 61. That's another story. But these are things we're always talking about. Propaganda created by the numbers, the same repetitive numbers, the number 44 having to do with death and destruction. It was also a date with 19 numerology yesterday. The word truck equals 19. Reportedly, a truck crashed into a crowd, just like it was a truck in Nice, France. We saw recent headlines out of Israel, a truck going into a crowd. That was on a date with 19 numerology as well. The word truck has gematria of 19, just like the word chaos. The Freemasons who run our media, who stage these events by the numbers, they believe in order out of chaos. And now the last year plus that we've been getting headlines of cars crashing into crowds. The first one I can remember off the top of my head was what happened at Oklahoma State University that same day. Also in Delaware, 2 homecoming parades crashed into by cars. Since then, it's been a bi-monthly story. Car crashing into a crowd. And this is all coming at the time that our media is also letting us know there's robotic vehicles on the road. In the future, there will be driverless vehicles, computerized vehicles. These hoax tragedies coming at the same time as the programming for robotic piloted vehicles. This could be a coincidence, but it is interesting that today, the day after this news, February 26th, it's the opening day of the NASCAR season, the Daytona 500. This could be a little predictive programming for, the race car today. The race car driving. Truck Rams Mardi Gras crowd sums to 106. NASCAR in reverse ordinal gematria sums to 106. Kyle Busch has name gematria of 106. He's like the biggest star in NASCAR right now, the man with 106 name gematria winning all the races. This record also came yesterday, the 56th day of the year. NASCAR also has gematria of 56. That part could be coincidental. I know that the tribute is definitely to what happened in Bastille Day last year, July 14th. But, the powers that be, they run all these things. They run your media. They run your sports leagues, including NASCAR. Could be a little predictive programming. We'll see what happens in the race. So they said 28 people injured. 28, the perfect number. If you don't know what perfect numbers are, look it up. There's not many of them. 28's one of them. They said the accident happened at around 6:42 p.m. The 42nd minute, Freemason 42, Zionism 42. So look, from the Bastille Day incident, which is July 14th, to yesterday was 226 days later, or a span of 227 days. And the first article I wrote on Bastille Day was the fact that it was the 227-year anniversary of where Bastille Day got its name from. First thing I wrote about. There were a whole lot of things interesting, but now 227 days from this incident in France, we get another truck crashing in the French territory, Louisiana. So, span of 227 days. 226 is also interesting. When this happened, it was already February 26th in France, 2/26. U.S. hours behind France. This happened late on the 25th in the U.S. When you write out 226, it sums to 93. Tunisia equals 93, so does propaganda, so does Saturn. 93, special number related to 226. They blamed the Bastille Day attack on somebody from Tunisia, which used to be a French territory. And what's awesome, just as a little heads up, tomorrow, February 27th, this channel right here, Gematrinator64, the man who built the Gematrinator calculator, he's been working very hard on a presentation about Saturn and 227. Saturn's also connected to 226. Just show you this real quick. If you write out 226 and reduction, it sums to 93. Saturn and ordinals 93, like Tunisia, like propaganda. So anyway, 93, 226, they have this special relationship. Think about the 93 World Trade Center bombing on February 26th. Last weekend, the headline was that the 93 World Trade Center bomber mastermind, the Blind Sheik, died. The Blind Sheik, who's remembered for the 93 World Trade Center bombing. That was last week's headline. I got a video on that. But anyway, just understand that 93, 226, 227, all of these numbers are interrelated, coming back to Saturn, and orbits and cycles and circles. Remember, 22 divided by 7 gives you the number for pi. If you write out 22 divided by 7, it sums to 314. Pi is 3.14. Geometry class. Anyway, tomorrow, he's been waiting to release it. He's been working hard on it for a month, but he's putting it out tomorrow on 227. I'm going to link his channel down below. Subscribe his channel. The video he's putting out tomorrow is awesome. It's on these exact numbers that are coded into this story, and he's going to give his explanation of why he thinks they show up so much. He's going to expand on the research I've done over the last 3 years. He's made a lot of big finds. It's going to be a great video. So down in the description, I'm linking Derek's channel. His 227 video, he's been planning for a week to release it tomorrow. It'll be out. But this is how it's done, Truth Seeker. News by the numbers, planned way in advance, executed by a code. I've been showing this for 3 years. I don't understand how I have anyone who asks me, what's the significance of my work? Here I am, week after week, just showing you what the significance of my work is. And I already know by tomorrow, somebody's going to come along and go, I don't understand what the point of knowing this knowledge is. For 3 years, I just have to scratch my head. It's like, what do you not understand? What's not to understand? How clear could it be? People are really slow, Truth Seeker. With regards to the Bastille Day thing, just in case you've never seen my Bastille Day work, this is one of my favorite things of all time. Last year on April 22nd, 22/4, this movie came out called Bastille Day. When this movie came out, they were in the 224th year of the French Republican calendar, which is connected to Bastille Day in the French Revolution, which followed the American Revolution. But this film came out Bastille Day. It came out in the United Kingdom. Came out on a date with 42 numerology, just like how the wreck last night was at 42 minutes past the hour. From the wreck, or from the date of the incident back to the date the movie was released was 84 days or 2 months and 23 days. They reported that 84 were dead in Nice from the white truck ramming the crowd. They showed plastic dummies with fake blood in the street. Nobody was hurt. Completely fake propaganda. Staged for the media. Dummies equals 84. 84 plastic dummies. With regards to September 23rd, that's New Year's Day of the French Republican calendar. From New Year's Day to the release of the film in the 224th year of the French Republican calendar on April 22nd, 22/4, was 213 days. French Republican calendar equals 213. 213 is the number for Nimrod, the original Freemason from the Bible. Bastille Day comes out 213 days into the year with a planned terrorist attack within the year on Bastille Day. You know, for if you guys who were participated in that debate last weekend, if you missed it, I participated in a debate. People who said they watched my channel, and then the whole time they were asking me what's the relevance of my work. And I just thought, man, how can these people say they watch my channel and not know the relevance of my work? What I showed on Bastille Day, I mean, that was just the latest thing at the time, but it was the millionth time I'd proven the relevance of gematria and why there's really nothing else in this world worth knowing before gematria. You know, there's other important things in the world, but if you really want to know what's going on in this world, just push everything aside that you're doing and study gematria, because this is the way that the powers that shouldn't be operate. This is the way that they do everything without exception. You know, what have you ever studied in your life that just reveals more about how this gang operates? But anyway, these people last weekend were saying, you know, I follow you, but I don't really understand the relevance of your work. It's just like, those people were nice people, but honestly, you know, they just reminded me what I think of the world. People are morons. They can't put 2 and 2 together. They can't add 1 + 1 = 2. Anybody who comes to my channel and doesn't see the worth of my work is someone who can't add 1 + 1 = 2. And that's a fact. And sadly, that's the majority of people in this world. So anyway, with regards to it being the 224th year of the French Republican calendar, terrorist strike equals 224. We're now in the 225th year. That happened September 23rd, 2016. But here's the little chart right here. The 224th year began September 23rd, 2015. You might remember the false flag in Paris, France on Friday the 13th. That was synced up with the date as well. The film Made in France had just come out about Islamic terrorism in France. Made in France equals 224. If you take the numbers that divide into 84, they sum to 224. Again, 84 people dead, 84 days after the Bastille Day movie. And France, the United States of America, the United Kingdom, all red, white, and blue, all Masonic. United States of America equals 84. Masonry equals 84. Zionism equals 84. Nations of dummies. Made in France, that film title also has gematria of 93, like Tunisia, like propaganda. When you write out 226, it sums to 93. Again, 93 World Trade Center bombing on 226. Friday the 13th, that was also the Paris terror attack. November 13th, Friday the 13th, the superstition about Friday the 13th comes out of France. King Philip burned the Knights Templar at the stake once upon a time. There was also the March 22nd or 22/3 terror by the numbers. The Melbeek metro station blew up on 22/3, 223. 223, the number for the false Jews, the synagogue of Satan, for Masonic. There was the news in Turkey right after France. Remember the coup? Look at the names of the actors in this movie. I love Michael Mason. There was some Mason character they came up with who was supposedly from Utah who survived the Paris terror attack. He survived the Boston Marathon bombing. And he survived the Belgium attack. Do you remember that? Story came out after the Belgium attack last year that he was in all 3 events and survived all 3 bombings. Guy with the name Mason. Michael Mason, the character in this movie Bastille Day. Idris Elba, the main actor. Sean Breyer equals 42, number stamped on black people all throughout history. Look at Michael Mason, 113. Scottish Rite Freemasonry. Came to power in France. That's why so many U.S. founders were over in France. So anyway, Truth Seeker, just want to do a little review there. Remind you about Bastille Day in light of the recent Mardi Gras propaganda. Mardi Gras in Gematria sums to 45. Today's date, February 26th, the day after, has 45 numerology. The sum of the magic square of Saturn totals 45, so 45 has a relationship with Saturn. It was already the date with 45 numerology in France, Mardi Gras, the French, all interrelated. So that's enough for now. I have a lot of videos on the Bastille Day if you want to go back and watch. There's a whole lot more to it. But the thing to take away here, if you want to share with your friends and family, is this incident came 227 days from the Bastille Day truck attack, which happened on the 227-year anniversary of Bastille Day. 227, the number for pi, cycles and circles. We live in a world of cycles and circles. And be sure to check out Derek's channel. Derek's who built the calculator. He's uploading great videos occasionally on his channel, tutorials, and things like what's coming tomorrow, which I'm excited for. You know, Derek's put in a lot of time. It's going to be a mind-blowing video. All right, Truth Seeker, until next time.